Big throne. Got it going on, man. This is a nice print. Real nice print. It turned out perfect, man. I got some sanding to do. We started sanding in the middle here. A couple scratches I put in with my fingernail and piece of wood. I was getting the supports out, but we can sand those down. I'm going to sand the whole thing down nice and smooth. But right now it's real rough. You can see right here where I added some resin, where there's like a little couple pore holes for some reason. I don't know, but this thing turned out amazing, man. It's huge too. We'll get a comparison here in a little bit. But yeah, it's time to clean this thing up. Clean it up and sand it up. Get it going, man. This is going to be awesome, man. This is crazy how big this thing is.
So I had some imperfections on the piece, man. So I went in there with some resin and some light just to fill in the spots and little holes that the 3D print must have missed or whatever happened. I don't know. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but it was just on the right-hand side.
Okay, sanded it all down from 220 to 320 to 400. Got it pretty smooth. Imperfections out. Here's the back plate. So now we're going to go in. I'm going to give this a try. Never used it before. Filler primer from Rust-Oleum. I tried it on the back here a little bit a few days ago, and it dried pretty nice. You can see how smooth that is. So we're going to go out and we're going to go spray this thing. This is way brighter than what it looks like on the camera. This is the Hobby Lobby blue. I don't know. I just don't know, man. It's darker. It's a cobalt, sort of a cobalt, but no. I don't know. On the right side over here is Createx blue. On the left side is cobalt from Folk Art. I tell you the truth, I don't like any of them. I don't. It's a lot. I hope it's. Well, maybe it's just my lighting down here. I don't want to go with a black throne. This is the back. I'm just practicing on the back because I don't want to do all this and have to do it again. The back needs to be spray painted anyway, but I don't know what color to make it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't like the blue, man. We're not going blue. I may add a little blue to some gray, but I think that's what I'm gonna do, man. I redid it, resanded it, reprimered it. We're gonna go with some light gray, add a little bit of blue, but before we do that, we're gonna take some black, and I think I'm gonna go around the edges and all these little spots here, darken some up. Pre-shading, I should say. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do some pre-shading. But this snake will be red, I think. Bright red. But I think I'm going to go with a dark, concrete looking look with pre-shading. But we'll see. See how it goes.
When I first downloaded this 3D print to paint, I knew for sure I was going to go blue and red, like I was talking earlier, but I decided, man, as you start doing something, no matter what you do when it comes to painting or whatever it may be, drawing, whatever it may be, you kind of think you know what direction you're going to go in, and come to find out you go a completely different direction. But I don't know, man, it just didn't feel right. I know it doesn't make sense, but it just doesn't feel right. So I'm just coming in here now and doing some pre-shading. I guess this is the cheating out, afraid to add color, afraid to maybe go out of bounds and make it gold, make it all black and gold, make it whatever. I don't know what it is, but I really do love the pre-shading, like I did on Millennium Falcon some time ago. And then the gray, just a simple gray sometimes always seems to work. It looks clean, but this part here, my daughter gave me the idea when I was doing the fat Batman. I did the 3D print Batman on the channel. I was like, I want it to be blue and gray, but I don't want to be just gray all the time. She says, why don't you add some blue to the gray? I mean, I didn't even think about it. So really, I don't know. It's just ever since I did it the one time, now I really love this mixture of blue and gray. And if you notice right here in a second, if I haven't did it yet, I had way too much blue. This is the Hobby Lobby paint. It's $2 a bottle, man. Can't complain. But I noticed with these bottles, if it doesn't come out right away, open it up and see if there's something clogging it, because it just came out and just squirted all into the shot glass. So at the same time, you know what? Maybe it was a mistake that had to happen. I did add some white to it just to tone it down just a little bit, but I left it that way. I figured, you know what? It happened. I didn't mean to put that much in there, but we're going to leave it in there. We're going to leave it just like it is. We're going to go with it, tone it down just a little bit, and we're going to start spraying over top of the pre-shading and then see what happens. Man, my pre-shading was way off, way too light. Man, don't be afraid to go dark with the pre-shading, especially if you're going to go over it with gray. I don't know about any other colors, man, but I'll show you. It just meshed into a light gray. So let's do this again. Here's what I'm talking about.
So I hit it with the custom color again, grayish blue, and then I wasn't happy with the shading, so I went back and did it again. So now it's really dark. So now I'm going to strategically trying to go in and just hit the light spots. I hope. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, man, this is way better. Go really dark. You know, you can go in and hit it, you know, where this spot here. Keep your pressure down, well, not so much low, around 20. I wouldn't go lower than 20 because maybe it starts spurts, you know, coming out in the airbrush. So just take, if you have a volume control on your gun or your tank, your compressor, use that, man. But you can always go in and spot hit it, you know, like I'm doing here. But definitely I needed to go way darker on the pre-shading, especially if it's going to be a light gray kind of piece. So that's just me. I don't know. I probably, you know, went 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back, or 3 steps back, and then I had to go 1 step forward to get where I needed to be. So this here's where it kind of turned out. I'm happy with this right here. The same thing right here I did with the bottom, I'm doing to the top, but I'm going a little more darker, a little more aggressive with the pre-shading. And yeah, after you do it a couple times, man, you'll get the groove and you get the feel. So you know what I'm talking about.
All right, after I lined it out, I put the primary color on it now, and I'm probably gonna have to darken it up and do some more pre-shading again, and then hit it again. So this is what it looks like right now with a little bit of pre-shading. Probably gonna go a little more darker with some shading, and then I don't know yet. I don't know, let this dry, we'll see. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm going with this, but I do know I need some color in it because it's just gray with some pre-shading. I think I'm gonna go a little more deeper with the pre-shading, but I gotta add some color to see where I'm going. I know where I'm going, but I don't know where I'm going, so I wasted all this time and masked all this off and puttied all this out because I don't want to get behind there. I think around here and the edges, and then back here, except the chest, is going to be black around the edges. You won't see it anyway if you're facing it on, but just to give that like 3D kind of look. But right now we're going to add some red. We're still using the Hobby Lobby airbrush stuff. We're trying to stuff out this red. I mixed it up with 60-40, or no, 50, almost 50-50 with the red, with distilled water only. That's what I like to use. But I tell you, every time I mix this stuff, it looks awful. It doesn't look red. It's a light red, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna hit this a few times, real lightly, about 30 pounds, 25, 30 psi, and as soon as we get color in this thing, then we'll see where we're going exactly.
So this is the Hobby Lobby paint, just red, straight red from the $2 Hobby Lobby paint. That's actually a really good paint so far. After this project, I have no worries or complaints to even use the paint. I made it maybe a little bit more runnier than I needed to. I only cut paint with distilled water. I don't use alcohols. I don't use any kind of thinners from the store, or or you know, over-the-counter thinners or anything like that. I just use distilled water. You just go to Walmart and get a gallon of it for $1. That just seems to work for me. Maybe other people have other, you know, other ways of cutting paint. That's fine. But just for me, I use distilled water, like I said, keep my pressure around 35 to 40 depending. But this paint here, I think I can bring it down to 30 and it works well. But like I said, I made it a little bit too runny because I'm so used to cutting Createx. That's a little more thicker paint. But this seemed to work out well. It's nice and smooth. It dries nice. And then, you know, just going to keep going with it. As long as it's available, you know, Hobby Lobby, especially for $2, I'm definitely going to keep using it. You probably can't tell right here because my lighting is not too good. But I still wasn't real happy with the pre-shading. I went to darken it up a little bit more. So you can always darken it back up and go in again.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go with some more black. I was going to leave these gray, but we're going to go behind where the snake symbol is, make it black just so it doesn't, so it pops a little bit, if that's the right word, over here as well. And I think, I talked to my daughter as well, this is going to be gunmetal and this platform should be black. So that's what we're going to do now.
I was debating back and forth with myself, back and forth, that I was going to make these blue behind the red. A little bit of a fear there, you know. Didn't want to get out of the comfort zone with being grays and blacks, you know, because without you know, if you're in doubt, gray always seems to work out and come out to be the best, smoothest, cleanest looking color, at least in my opinion. And gray goes with anything. So when I got to this point, I realized I was going to make Cobra's throne. I want to actually make him an armory that he's going to be sitting in, and that is going to be blue. So basically, to make myself feel better about the project is that I can add the blue in the background. I think it'll pop when I get there. I don't know yet, but we'll see. So now we're coming in with some gunmetal gray. This is probably my favorite, hands down, gunmetal gray. Hobby Lobby has a gunmetal gray, but it's a little bit dark. But this here is a little bit lighter. It's from War Paints. I applied like 3 or 4 times to get the desired look that I needed to get to. And you can't go wrong with this gunmetal gray from War Paints. So yeah, so that's about it, man. This is really simple, really you know, A, B, and C, if you want to think of it that way, just like, you know, red, gray, and black. So hopefully when I build the background what this throne is going to be sitting on, it's going to be primarily blue. And with Cobra sitting in the chair, I think the colors will kind of separate itself and hopefully make everything's pop in the background or the chair really pop out. But we'll see, because I don't know. I'm working on that now, but we'll see.
So all I think I have to do now is fill in that crack there and do a little touch up there. I think I'm going to put some black in these little holes there, or whatever they are. But outside of that, man, I have to go in. I'm probably going to hit this red really tight up against the back here, where you can see a little bit of a gap there. I didn't hit all the way in yet. And then I'll hit it with maybe some shadowing just there and down this one. So yeah, so there we go. Got some mistakes here I have to fix, but yeah, it's pretty much there, man.
So again, I wasn't completely happy with my pre-shading, so I went and added some more. I always think of it this way: it's easier to add than it is to take away, you know, when it comes to shading. At least I think so. But that's about it. Let's see what this looks like all put together.
So here we go. The throne is done. The little diorama set up a little bit, kind of where I want it. Not exactly, I think, but who knows. The throne turned out really well. Whoever watched this, I appreciate you watching. It's been a while since I did a video because there was so much going on here in real life, and then, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes, but I appreciate if you've been watching. Now when it comes to the throne, completely happy. It's a little too big. People are going to say, well, that's a little too big and stuff like that, I know, but I didn't want it too overpowering, but at the same time, a big chair for a big legendary villain. And 4514 is going to be in effect. I'm still doing that. I talked about that over and over again in videos. meaning that Cobra Commander will be taking over many multiverses on top of our own, his own world. So anyway, enough of that. I'm just saying I didn't forget about that. I'm excited to do that. I got other things in place for that stuff to happen. But right now we're talking about this throne that's really awesome. Not because I painted it, because I loved it. I love the sculpt of this 3D print. You can download this for like $6, and you can make it big as you want. But to the right here we have, you know who that is, Barbecues. And to the left here, I just got done him. These are traders, but right now this is kind of a just set up mock right now. This stuff will come into play later in the videos. Hopefully, if I can pull this off, I don't know. I'm gonna try to do it comic book style. But anyway, here it is. Here's the background. The background's kind of big. I got a video coming out on that. That thing is huge. And I need it to be big for a reason, I think. But anyway, the throne is here. Cobra Commander's here. I appreciate you guys watching and following along. I hope this helped out anybody with, you know, painting or mixing the paints or whatever. But the throne this is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more time. Say what again. Say what again. What?